With the phones on Do Not Disturb. This is our Forex blog for July 29th, 2011. And like most days, you really want to buy the super strong currencies, especially when the real-time strength is there in the yen, daily, weekly, monthly trends up. It's a no-brainer buying the yen against some of the weaker pairs. The dollar has a longer-term trend that's down, but it had strength until about 8:30 today. So you could have also, more cautiously bought the dollar. The euro's trend is down against all time frames, and so is the CAD. The CAD unfortunately had a counter trend day up until about 8:30 here, where it became super weak. Um, so basically today you wanted to sell the euro dollar lightly and aggressively sell the euro yen because you have super strong trends on all time frames and super weak trends on the euro. So the highest probability trade was probably the euro yen. It's underneath the hourly, breaks down, you go short. It fell about 30 pips. Usually when it's down near the lower band, you want to wait for a little bit more of a pullback. One of our systems is Elliott two-wave pullback. Ideally you want for it to retrace and then work its way up to the fib targets. Usually it's a decent place to go short. It was just a few pips away, 2 or 3 pips away from that. So that's a pretty high probability trade that fell about 30 pips. And later in the day the euro was no longer weak, so you don't necessarily want to be looking to sell it anymore once it becomes strong. For about a few hours today it was weak, then it had a 3-hour counter trend move up and started to go weak again at 7, and after it really wasn't weak until 10. The CAD super weak on all time frames here at 8:30. The yen was extremely strong. The pound was also consistently strong even for an hour and a half before that. So look to buy pound CAD and definitely sell the CAD, which is weak against the yen. Notice when this broke down right here, it came back up to the hourly. Selling right near the hourly is a very high probability trade. This fell 125 pips. Unbelievable huge drop right there. The pound CAD also would have been a good one to buy because the pound was relatively strong right before the news that affected the CAD. This just shot up 200 something pips. So when one currency becomes super weak, as in this case, trade it against the ones that are relatively strong. At 8:30 the New Zealand really wasn't that strong. The Swiss was consistently strong all day, so a super high probability trade would have been to sell the weak CAD versus a strong Swiss. And you can see this was underneath the hourly all day, and it just absolutely collapsed also and fell 160, 170 pips. Our IntelliStop trailing stop gets you out right here, pretty much catching everything except for maybe 15, 20 pips. The Swiss was strong today on all time frames, so you also could have another very high probability trade would be to sell the super weak euro on all time frames until about maybe 8:30 here, and from 3 to 4 the euro had some decent strength, but you're still looking after about 2 hours for that strength to go back into the previous extreme weakness. Notice the weakness was more intense than the strength, plus all the time frame trends on the euro, daily, weekly, monthly, are still down. Let's look at the euro Swiss. This would have also been an extremely high probability trade today, and it's kind of going sideways right here. You short it, it breaks down, it goes sideways again, you short it, breaks down. And one of the other things that we're going to be releasing is range-based bars. Starting next week I'm going to include those into our daily Forex blog, so you definitely want to sign up and come to class next week to see how to use those. They're I think superior to both time-based charts and tick-based charts because each bar has to move a certain number of pips before there's a new bar. So for the euro dollar we're going to have 6 or 8 pip bars. During active news times you're going to have a much clearer picture, and there's certain patterns that tend to repeat themselves over and over and over again, allowing you to find high probability trades. So make sure to watch our Forex blog on Monday and Tuesday next week and come to our class.